Mr. harassing Benga with Turkey. Benga, are you sure I'm not seeing well?
It's your house. I'll come on Sunday to come and eat Tokyo.
All right, so thank you. So let's proceed. So what I'm trying to say is this. I need you guys, I'm going to teach you how to use Packet Tracer. I will send the installation file on the WhatsApp group when we're done. So play around with it, install it on your system.
Okay,
but one thing I need to tell you first, when you install it and you want to launch it, disconnect from the internet, because if you are on the internet, when you are launching it, it will ask you to put in your NetAccount username and password as a student. So if you don't want to use the NetAccount details, like most of the time I use it, I don't want to use my NetAccount detail. I just want to use it the way it is because I have access to most of the features there, so that I don't want to stress myself logging in. So what I do is I first of all disconnect from the internet. Then I connect back to the internet and continue whatever I'm doing. So if you take a look at my screen right now, this is the environment of Packet Tracer. But there are a lot of things we need to explore there. We have our routers, we have our switches, compute, we have access point, we have a hub, we have firewall. So many things are on this platform. And the reason why Cisco came up with this is because you can't go home with our routers and switches if you're in the academy. So they feel like there's a need for students to be able to practice something. That's why it is called a simulator. It's like you want to learn how to fly jets, how to fly something. You use simulator first. Apart from all the regular training, they start using simulator for you. Now, the beauty of this Packet Tracer is 99% of everything you do on live equipment, you can do them in Packet Tracer. Well, let me bring it down to 95%. Everything you can do on a live router, you can do it in Packet Tracer. Everything you can do on a live switch, you can do it in Packet Tracer. Everything you can do on a live, which one is there again? Let's say access point, you can do it in Packet Tracer. For firewall, I've not really explored firewall yet. So instead of me to train you live equipment and be showing you how to do stuff and then force you to go and buy your own equipment, you have this in your house on your laptop. Even though when I'm done with training, my recommendation for my students has always been go and get your own equipment, build your own lab. If you don't have access to live equipment, that's what I told Mr. Kunle. He bought his own equipment. He was able to, everything we did in Packet Tracer, practice them on live equipment. And why do you need that is because when you get a job, your office is not going to be using Packet Tracer to build their network. They're not going to use Packet Tracer to build their network. They use live equipment. So you need to get familiar with live equipment and you need to be able to build confidence on live equipment. That is why I always recommend people to buy. But if you have access to live equipment in a particular environment like, what's it called? Benga now, I'll bring Benga to my office. We have equipment in the office. Benga can play with them in my office, so he doesn't need to spend money to buy those things. So this is very important. So everything we're going to be doing in this class, as far as configuration is concerned, lab is concerned, we're going to be using Packet Tracer. And another good news I need to tell you guys is this. Most of the things you are going to be working with, school have designed them already. It's just for you to launch them, open them with Packet Tracer, and you get to work. So it's not as if I'll give you an assignment and you are beginning to go and be designing. But even though you are not going to design, you still need to know how to use these things on your own. So let me introduce you to Packet Tracer before we now build a network, a local area network with Packet Tracer, test for connectivity, and then we leave it there for today. Let's see how far we can go. So see what I got in this place. Look at this place there, these icons. These are different icons. If I point to this icon now watch out now. I'm going to point to that icon now. What is the icon showing us? Can you see the heading under it? What did you see, guys? Did you see something under that icon?
Is it network? I'm not seeing it.
Network devices.
Okay.
Did you see network devices?
Okay.
You see that, right?
Yes.
Sir.
If I move to the next icon, what is it showing me? N devices.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Now, watch out to let me click that network N devices. If I click this N devices right now, you see that all the things that I have under the change N devices. Or by the time I click N devices, you can see that now I have desktop here, laptop, server, printer, all of these things are N devices. If I go back to network devices, it's showing me routers. These are the icons for a router. But routers is not the only network device, switches also. The reason why it's showing you router here, look at it here, because here, router is selected under it. What if I select a switch? It will show you different type of switches. What if I move to the next one, hub? It's showing you hubs. What if I move to wireless? Kinds of fire, and the last one is one emulation. We don't use that one. So all of these icons you are looking at, they are under network devices. So this is my point. If I need to bring in a router, I will select a router and I will see list of routers here. If I need to work with a switch, I will select a switch. I will see list of switches here. If I'm working with a hub, I will click a hub. I will see list of hubs here. If I'm working with wireless devices, I will click this, select this icon, see different models here, then you pick any model. Don't forget we selected network devices. So let's see another example here. Let me click a switch now, or router first. See different models of routers. So what if I need a router or two routers? Which model? Me, I'm a fan of 2900 series. We're going to talk more about all of these series when we come to router configuration. I want to use this router. How do I bring it out? I will click it, hold down my mouse button, drag and drop. Click empty space. Sorry. If I need another one, select it, drag and drop. Click empty space. That's how to bring the routers out. What if I need a switch? I'll select the switch. I'm a fan of 2960. Click it, hold it down, hold down your mouse button, drag and drop. Click another one, drag and drop. That is how we bring down the devices. What if I under end devices, see end device is selected. I can go to another device here called home for people that want to build smart home, Internet of Things. We don't need that. So this first one is selected. If I click this now, you see other tools that are needed to build smart home. Smart AC, smart this, smart that. That's not what we want to do here. I can click another on smart cities. Well, the things that you need to build a smart city. But the one we are concerned with here is end devices. And when we click end devices, it brings us computer. This is sign of icon of a desktop, icon of a laptop. So if I need desktop, you can use either of the two. I'll select it, click it, drag and drop, drag and drop. But sometimes you need more than, let's say, 10 computers, and you don't want to be doing drag and drop. You select, sorry, you press on control button, you click that device, a cross will follow you. Anywhere you click, that device appears there. Anywhere you click it.
Hello, Toby, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wow, let me tell him.
Okay.
Hello, Toby, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Sir, I just
Sorry,
sent you a message, sir.
yeah, I saw your message. I just switched network now.
Okay, sir.
Where did you stop hearing me?
Like, no.
Okay, let me take this in again. Are you guys flowing with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you stop hearing me again, just drop a message on my WhatsApp. At least that one will enter. I will see it. So
Okay,
I
sir.
was saying, if you want to use network devices, you select network devices up here, and different devices will show down. Routers, switches, hubs, wireless devices. So if I click router now, you see different models of routers. If I click switch now, you see different models of switches. The same thing happens to hub, access points, and of course our firewalls. What if I am in need of, let's say, switches? I'll select switch, click switch here, you come to the right, you pick a model. How do you bring it out? You select it, drag and drop. But I'm now saying something. What if you need more than one switches? Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of doing drag and drop multiple times, you can just press down your control button, click that device that you need. A cross will follow you. Any place you click, you get a multiple of that device. You see? You see, I'm just having multiple switches. What if I want to drop this cross? See this sign here, this select here, or you can press escape key on your keyboard. You press escape key, that cross drop. Okay, let's assume I need a router too. I select router, then I come to this side, pick a model. And all these models, some of these models, we are going to talk about them. It's just like when you have Core High 3, Core High 5, Core High 7, 8 gig RAM, 256 hard drive. That same concept is what we use here. All these big model is all about big hardware capability and better operating system capability. So let's say I need 2911 series and I need multiple. I press on my control button, then select it, click, 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 click. I press escape key, I've dropped it. What if I need computers? I click end devices, then come to the right here. I like to use laptop. If I need more than one, press on control button, select laptop, click, 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 until you have the total number you needed. This is how we bring devices out. We have not talked about connecting. Now you can see server here. You can see printer here. These are the things we use majorly. Maybe tablet later when we want to build wireless network. So any device you need to be able to bring them out. And you don't just bring these things out. You first of all have to decide, okay, I want to build a network now. I want to build a network. You have your design. Don't forget, we talked about design before in this class. Briefly, we still have a chapter dedicated to design. Let's say now we have decided to build a local area network. We know that we need a switch. We need, let's say, 4 computers. We know we need 4 computers. So let's say this is Toby, this is Roland, this is Benga, this is Aliyu. Let's say this is AGK. Okay, 5 guys are needed in this local area network. So based on this, our design now, another thing about the design, you select the network address for this network you are building. Let's say 192.168.10.0/24. I believe you guys understand this now. We took our time to take care of IP addressing in the last class. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So that means all my guys, all the computers on the network will be given IP addresses from this network. This is the only private IP address in Class C. We've taken care of that. So if you have a design like this, you know that you need a switch, you need 5 computers. That must be decided before you start your journey. Before you start designing the network, you must decide on this. I need a switch, I need 5 computers. Of course, what kind of cable do you use to connect? I talk about straight through cable. I talk about crossover cable. I say unlike devices, you use a straight through cable. Straight through cable. Like devices, you use a crossover cable. So we need a straight through cable. So let me go and show you guys cables in Packet Tracer. So we'll go back to Packet Tracer. These are Packet Tracer again. If you point at this now, what do you see under this one here? Did you see anything under? Did you see anything written under?
Yes, sir.
Connections.
Yes, sir.
They wrote connections. That
Connections.
means these are our cables. So you watch what will happen now. If I click this thing right now, you see different type of cables on the right in that box there. If I now bring this into the right, if I point to this now, do you see the name of this cable? See, you will be seeing the name here once I point to the thing. So look at this place down here. Did you see the name of the cable? This one is what?
Yes, sir.
This one is what?
I'm not seeing
Laptop
it
TT.
clearly, sha, but I don't know the names, but I'm seeing names. Yes.
Toby, can you see the name?
Yes. It's
What do you see there?
console.
The next one called
Copper straight copper
straight
straight
through.
through.
The next one called
Copper crossover.
crossover. Beautiful. So now, if I want to network computers together, I mean to the switch, let's do this again. I need a straight through cable. So what do I need? Back to our devices here, guys. Back to our devices. I'll click a switch, drag a switch out. That's all I needed. And then I know that I need 5 computers. Click End Devices. So press down my control key. Since I need more than 1 computer, click my desktop. I mean my laptop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have dropped 5 computers. I dropped that cross by pressing Escape key. So now I want to link them together. I'll come to my connection. I'll come to crossover. Since I know that I will need more than 1 cable, same thing. Press down control key, click that cable. Guys, watch out. Watch out. I'll go to this computer. Click this computer. Look at all the ports that came out. But the port that I need is fast Ethernet. That is our LAN port. That is the port to connect to the network. All these other ports, I'm going to talk about them when we start configuration. So whenever you want to connect to the network for the purpose of sending data, you need your LAN port. So I'll click this. Watch out. I'll go to the switch. The moment I point at the switch right now, all the ports on that switch will display. I think it's not having enough space. So let me just click it. You're going to see the ports. Look at all the ports we have on the switch. Fast Ethernet 0/1, Fast Ethernet 0/2, Fast Ethernet 0/3, and so on and so forth. Don't use console. You'll find out why later. I can click any of these ports, 1 to 24 or the gigabits. I'll click the first one. You see that this thing is still following me because I press on control button. I'll click the next computer, click Fast Ethernet, click the switch. Now you see that port 1 has disappeared from here because we have used that port 1. I'll click port 2, click another device, click the Fast Ethernet, go to the switch, click port 3, click another one, go LAN port, click the switch, port 4, click another one, click the LAN port, go to the switch, port 5. Guess what? We're done. I dropped that cable. So how do we do this? We brought out the switch, we brought out the computers, we carried cable and connected all these things together. But guys, in the real world, this is not free. You pay for cable. You buy the computers. You buy the switch. And most of the time, that's why you are a network engineer. At the contract, and the people that need this thing, that are the one that will pay for it. But what if you're not a contractor, you are working somewhere? They buy everything, you go and install. Or most of the time, everything is already installed. Your own is just to manage, maintain the network. Manage, monitor, maintain the network. Make sure that everything is up and running. It's very, especially in the developed country, it's very, very rare for you to be the one to set up this. Very, very rare. Very, very rare. Most of the networks are already built, except if they want to upgrade. So this packet tracer is just for us to learn how to do things. So what do we want to do again? I want to name them, these computers. So I'll click this computer here, this laptop here. Just click. You see the cursor button. I will remove this and say Roland. Click another one. and say Benga. Click another one and say Toby. Click another one and say AGK. Click another one and say Alayu. Why am I naming them? It's a good practice. But most of the time, we don't name computers in the network. I'm done naming all these computers. Now, the last thing, the next thing I want to do is these people here. I want to network together. Where will they be getting their IP addresses from? I need to decide. I'm the network engineer. I've decided to give them 192.168.1.0/24. I'll click this. Is it place notes? Yeah, place notes. This, look at it here. Place notes. When you point at it, and then type inside the 192.168.1.0/24. So anybody now knows that this is a network address of all these guys. Family name. So how do we not make sense of this? Not a problem. It's an IP address. Watch out, guys. Watch out. I'll click Roland. Just a click, not double click. Go to desktop. Come to IP configuration. There are two options there: DHCP static. We need static because we're a DHCP server now. I'll say, Roland, you know what? You belong to this family. 192.168.1. I can give Roland 1.1. The moment I click my subnet mask, boom, computer will copy it there because the computer knows. What about default gateway? That is the IP address of the router to get out. But now we don't have a router, so we don't need it. What about DNS server? That is when you want to go to the internet and you want to do, what is it called? DNS, converting domain name to an IP address. We don't have any. This is just a LAN. This is a private LAN. So all is needed for a private LAN is just an IP address and subnet mask, case closed. So Roland has gotten that. I'll close this. Then go to Benga, go to desktop, go to IP configuration. Benga, you are a member of the family too. You are 192.168.1.2. Give Benga subnet mask, close. Toby, you're also member of the family. You are 192.168.1.3. Subnet mask, boom, close. Aliyu, you're also member of the family. You are 192.168.1.4. Subnet mask, boom. The last person is AGK. AGK, you're also a member of the family now. You are 192.168.1.4 and put the subnet mask. Boom. Oh, what did I do? You see, it's telling me that somebody is already using that on the network. 192.168.1.5. Then subnet mask, and that is it. Just a minute, guys. Just a minute, sorry. I'm back, guys. So what have I done now? I have given every members of the family IP addresses. .1, .2, .3, .4, .5. What about the remaining IP addresses? When the network grows, when people connect more to the network, wired or wireless, people get IP addresses from this same network. People get IP addresses from this same network. And don't forget, this is a private IP address. We've concluded on this before. Now we've networked these computers together. We've given them IP addresses. The next thing is to test for connectivity. Can they really talk to themselves? Let's find out. I'll go to, let's say, Roland. Go to command prompt. In fact, the first thing I need to do is, Roland, can you show me your IP address? ipconfig. ipconfig. See Roland's IP address. See Roland's subnet mask. That's good. So Roland has an IP address. Can you ping your neighbor? 192 or one of your neighbors, 192.168.1.2. Because Roland is 1.1. Somebody is the 1.2. I'll ping. You see a reply here. We're testing for connectivity. Don't forget what we did under our ICMP and address resolution protocol. Okay, up arrow key. Can we ping .3? Roland can ping .3. Up arrow key again. Can we ping .4? Roland can ping .4. Up arrow key again. Can we ping .5? Because there are 5. All of us are 5. Roland can ping. As long as Roland can ping everybody on that network, it is assumed that everybody can ping everybody. So I don't need to go to Benga and start pinging. Go to Tubi and start pinging. Go to EGK and no. Once one person is able to ping everybody, then we are good to go. Okay, another scenario. Let's say we are giving these people internet connection. As long as 1 or 2 people can ping, we assume that everybody can browse the internet. We assume that everybody can browse the internet. So what have we done here? We just build a local area network using our packet tracer. This is our LAN, a local area network. Forget about the internet. No internet, nothing. And we have talked about the concept of IP version 4. As simple as ABC. And we have more ports left. You can add more computers in the future. The network can grow. Don't forget, this IP address can take care of 254 users. Only 5 people have been given IP addresses. We still have more. And it's as simple as ABC to build your local area network. Are we good, guys?
Yes, sir.
Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Any question on this?
No, sir.
Sir.
Okay, so that is how you use Packet Tracer to build a local area network. Now, this is just wired. I can as well add wireless later if I want. What will I do? All I need to do is to add an access point here, configure this AP. Then some people will be on wireless. They don't have network card. They will also be part of this network and they will also talk. Now, don't forget, we are going to come to a level where we will learn DHCP because we don't recommend assigning IP addresses to computer manually. We recommend dynamic, meaning automatic. So we will need to bring in a server that will be allocating IP addresses to everybody, both on wired and wireless network. And we are all going to get to that level as well as we proceed. These are some of the things we need to learn how to do. Okay. I'm cracking my brain to see if there's any other thing I have left behind. So what if I want to add another switch? And why would you want to add another switch? I've exhausted all the ports on this switch. Not a problem. I'll go to network device, click switch, bring another switch out. Okay. And then I will go to connection. I'll come to crossover cable, link switch to switch. Now, when I say like devices, crossover cable. So what will I do with the next switch there? Some other users can now be on the other side. Some other users can be on the other side. What I mean on the other side, they can be on another switch. And guess what? It is just an extension. The people on the other switch is just an extension. So there are networks where you find like 10 switches cascaded, connected together, 20 switches, 30 switches, 40 switches. It makes no difference as long as you have a good design. Like in campus network, even though most people are now moving to wireless, you will hardly see plenty switches like before. It makes no difference. So it doesn't matter. See, physically, you guys are seeing these switches as one separate switches. But the moment we link them together, they are behaving like one switch. It's as if all these computers are just on one switch and they can all talk to themselves. So the IP addresses that we were allocating to people here will continue on the other switch. Somebody will get .6 here, somebody will get .7, somebody will get .8. If I have more people, .9, it doesn't matter as long as you are still on the flat network. The only thing I will break this in pieces, which is what we're going to do in our next class. If we now bring in a router to segment the network, every segment on the network is every port on the network is a different segment. That's when we need different network address, different network address, different network address, different network address. And we don't want to pick different block of addresses. And that is why we do subnetting, which is what I'm going to take care of in our next class. So using packet tracer is not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Any question? If there's no question, let me just show you the labs we're going to be doing. There are plenty as we proceed in this training. So you see that you're not doing anything. You just load assignments. So let me load one of the labs. For instance, now, this is where I have almost all the labs that you're going to do for the first stage. So let's say you want to do a lab on, let's say navigate the iOS. As long as you have packet tracer already, all you just need to do is just double click this lab. It will open up for you. I may have to disconnect my network and come back just a minute so that it can open, and then I will show you. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now look at it. I have launched that lab. So in the lab, there will be guidelines. That's another thing I'm going to put you guys through. Navigate the iOS. Objective, establish basic connection, access the command line, and explore app. Part 2, explore the exec mode. Part 3, set the clock. Then they'll give you a background. All of this is what designed by Cisco. Then you get to work and begin to work. So this first part talks about how you can connect these things together, how you can access the device for the purpose of configuration, how you can assign an IP address, all of those things. So they discuss this thing will be there. And there are some labs, as you are doing the labs, it will be scoring you. It will be scoring you. You can even check result to know where you went wrong if there are issues. That is one of the things I really love about this Cisco packet tracers activity. And this is one of the secrets of this training. We don't just teach you and do some abracadabra and show you how to do things. We give you assignment also that Cisco designed for students. And this is where Toby needs to sit up. I know Benga has enough time. Toby, you need to sit up when we get to this level. In the next 2 weeks now, we should be here. So you're going to be doing all these labs. Look at first stage alone. Look at labs, guys. Labs. We're not going to do all, but I will pick like 80% of the labs that are here. As I'm teaching you, I drop a lab. I'm teaching you, I drop a lab. This is just for the first stage of the training. Then by the time we get to the second stage of the training, let me show you a new set of labs. That's even where the bulk of the work is. Look at labs, guys, for the second stage of the training. There are some topics I will teach. I will drop 4 labs. I will teach you how to do those labs, so then you go and practice when I'm done teaching you. I will teach you how to do the labs, then you go and drop your assignment for you. You go and also do it. So it's not just about me doing it. No, I'll do it, you go and do it. I'll do it, you go and do it. I'll do it, you go and do it. But the one you are going to do are the one that Cisco designs, not me. So there's a lot of work to do. So And once you already have Packet Tracer installed, you just launch the lab, the lab will open up for you. So that is with the level. Once we get to that level, that is when we work does start.